Hey guys, okay. I have been putting off doing this braid. I don't have the full one with me. This one I've kind of taken apart. But this is the braid that I introduced at Mum Camp. And I do have a fuller one, but I forgot to grab it. Anyway, I made these mock-ups during Mum Camp so people would have a guide. And I had to take one apart so I could remember how long I made these. So they appear to be 11¼ inches, so like 11.25 inches, and I don't know exactly where that is on here, so I'm just guessing, and I'm gonna have to mess with it a little bit. So right now I have it set for 289. I know 279 is 11 inches and 304 is 12 inches, so I'm just gonna play around with these numbers and then I'll write that down. And when I actually make it, I actually go under here with the stapler. I go under that ribbon right there, so you can't see the staple, you can only see it on the back side. But I needed to know where you start, and I haven't done this since Mum Camp, so I'm gonna try and do a video, but let's figure out the measurements first. So I'm gonna play around with this and get the right number. I went ahead and grabbed 2 new rolls. So what I do is I pull the side, because they wrap that tape around the side. I didn't get that one. And then I will usually cut off a good bit because it'll be dirty and messed up. But since I'm trying to figure out the measurements, might as well use the dirty ribbon. So we're going to do that. We're going to push that in until it's nice and tight. It seems so dark right here. I can barely see what I'm doing. Just getting a little bit out. That was a tip that Savannah gave me, so let's see what 289 gets me. That is almost perfect. It's a little bit over. Let's go down 1. Let's go to 288 and see what that does. Just a hair smaller. I think that will be perfect. These were hand cut, so they're not going to be perfect, but that second one, okay, 288 is what we need, and I need to write that down. 11.25 inches. Okay, my 2 looks like a Z. I'm gonna go, what's the Z? Okay, that's better. All right, so what I'm gonna do, I want to cut them both at the same time. Pull that out. Try to get that off the side because it will affect it later. You will get that little piece off, so I like to go ahead and get it off. Cut off a good bit of that. Put these on there. Okay. Oops. Guess I should have left that in there, but it was over to the left too much. I usually don't put the rolls on here. I usually pull them off just pull the ribbon and like turn it whatever direction I need. I've shown that a few times. Sometimes it'll get twisted up, but all right. I feel like I'm making this difficult. Okay. Need to close that. Let's see. Okay. Alright. Let's make sure everything's cut good. I'm going to go ahead and use that other one too. That looks good. I don't know how many I'm going to need, but let's change this to Elcon, and then let's go ahead and cut 10. Okay. I have a basket, but I didn't. I know some people will connect their basket to the end of the table. I have it, I usually put it on a laptop stand and then I can put the basket under it. But I just didn't feel like doing that. I don't think. Let's see if that works. Nope. Well, it worked for a bit. I don't know how many I need. Okay, that's a good bit. That will get me started definitely. And let's get started. You're gonna fold these just like you would a normal bubblegum braid. A normal bubblegum is gonna go like this. It's not gonna be that wide. I don't have one made up or I'd show you. So you wanna fold these in half. Hope you guys can see. Fold that in half. And then you put it like this, and like this. This is how you make hearts too. You would just staple the hearts right here. But since it's a bubble gum, I want to make sure. And then I'm going to crease. And you want to make up a whole bunch of those. So crease in half, fold in half, crease. Make sure you're getting those all the way down in there. So make sure you're pushing that all the way. I'm going to tap that to make sure that they're even and give that a crease. Look how that ribbon cutter just gives them such a great, perfect cut. Makes them look really good. Buying a ribbon cutter was just one of those things I just kept putting off. And I hate making bubblegum braids because of all the cutting and all the folding. So this will be my second new version of the bubblegum. I have the Braid and Braid. People have renamed it other things. That's fine, whatever they want to call it. As long as they're not claiming that they came up with it, I'm okay. But it's a straight bubblegum. The reason why I call it a braid and braid is because the only time my younger son let me make him a mum, I put that braid on his mum right in the center. And it was, I don't remember if it was that year I came out with it or the year before. So it was still really new. So I didn't have a name for it at first. But it just seemed fitting that the only time he let me make a braid, and it was a braid, or a mum, and I put that braid on there front and center. Now I did make a double a long time ago, and I didn't film it. This was early on when I don't even know if I was making video tutorials back then. I don't think I was. I think I was just posting on Pinterest back then. So there's a picture of it on a mum. I may have a picture of just the braid. I don't remember. But it's a true double. Never been able to recreate it because I sat there and just played around until something finally worked, and I just kept going with it. But then after I was done, you know, like when I went back however long later, like days, weeks, I don't remember, maybe in the next year, and tried to recreate it, I never could. I could never figure out how I did it. It was a solid, true double. It was not two put together and stapled together. It was a true double. It just irritates me that I've never been able to recreate it. This, I believe, is more like a 1.5 with the 7. This is the 7/8 inch width, by the way. I didn't say that. For a normal bubblegum, you cut them at 7 1/4, so 7.25 inches. So this one is 11.25 inches. So you see why when I came up with it, to me it's like a 1.5, but that's kind of boring name. I haven't named a braid after my daughter yet, but I mean, I like it, but I don't know if I want that to be named after her. If you guys can think of a cute name, please let me know. I'm just going to put it as New Homecoming Mum Braid. Maybe call it a 1.5 for now if y'all think that's a cool name. If you like that, just because it, you know, it describes what it is. I did a purple and gold one. So you see it gets wide and then it gets skinny and then it gets wide and then it gets skinny. But you see, you don't see the staples on this side because I went under the ribbons. To use a guide, it just helps me to have a guide. And I don't think, and I also put F there so I knew which end I started with because I messed up the next time I tried to make it. I tried to start from that end. So just start out with one like this, and that's the solid end right there. And you put this one through just like a regular bubble gum. You put through there, go up like that. Of course, they want to do their own thing. Some hilo holders. Let's hilo holder that together. Okay, now that I've got those perfectly together, perfectly in the corner, I'm going to go ahead and give that a staple right there to hold that together. So you've got one and it's solid on this end, open on this end. You got this one, and make sure I did that right. Yeah, that's solid, and then open end right there. Okay, now we're going to take a navy. So this is why I'm using that, and I'm going to go on the inside of this one. And you really have to have, I'm not gonna lie, this one's kind of a pain. Do kind of have to have some clips and stuff around you. I have this jar of little clothespins. Those help too. Okay, so that was navy. Now we're going with red. So on this red, we're going on the outside. There's nothing that's gonna hold that there. That's so heavy. I want to use these. Just want to hold that there. And that's giving me a little bit extra space, so these may be cut a little too long. See how tightly that one's put together? Okay. See, we are, and this is another problem because they want to come all apart. They don't want to keep their shape. So you see, this is where we're at. That one's on top, then that one is on the inside. And that's why we give it a staple. But this, let's see, is this going to be the, okay, I think this is going to be the good side. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go under that one, staple. Oops, I wanted to staple that down. Dang it. I mean, you could just staple that, but then remember that you're going to have to cover that up. Okay, that's better. See, now I only have to deal with that. This one will get locked in as I make more. Okay, so we did red. Now we need to do navy again. This one I just randomly did. That's how I got that pattern. But I know there were ladies at mom camp that were doing it every other color, and they came out with the good pattern of every other color. So this one goes on the inside, and that's the solid. So that's another thing I have to look at, the solid. So I'm going on the inside of this one, and then I'll be going on the outside of that one. If you guys can't make a regular bubblegum braid, please do not attempt to do this one. Have that down first. See, I did not lie. It's a pain. I didn't lie. Okay, now for red, again, this one's going to go on the outside, except now we can go inside of that one. We're going on the outside of that navy, but we're going on the inside of that. inside of those loops. See? Outside, inside. Pulling that tight. I have a staple on that one, but I don't think I did on that one. And it will, see, it will kind of have a gap, so you may want to staple that. So again, I'm going to go inside there, staple, that way you're not seeing those staples. Starting to kind of hold itself together. You see the pattern? Now we're going to go that way. This section is done. Now we're going to go this way. So we go on the outside and then the inside. So inside these little loops here, that's where we're going. And the same on the back side. I guess it would help to flip it over. So we're going over that one, but inside this loop right here. I'm hoping the red and navy is making it so you can see clearly those two contrasting colors. Alright, I can take those off. You see? It's coming together. And I did give that one a staple because see, you've got a gap there. So I may have to have this one for a while. See, this is where I'm at. So I'm going to go up and then I'm basically just starting this all over again. I'm going to go ahead and give that a staple again. I'm going to go, for some reason I can't get in there. Let's come around from this side and see if that works. I just want to go under that top ribbon. Nope. Like I said, if you don't want to do this part, okay, I think that is where I want it. There. See, we'll flip that around, that'll be the pretty side. And it's not perfect. Look, that's coming over a little bit. Like I said, I think this measurement might be a little too much. But like I said, I was hand cutting these, so they weren't coming out exactly. So we may need to go just a little under 288, like 287 or something. But again, if you make them too small, they're going to be really tight and it's going to be hard to get it together. And we'll go up with the red, and I'm going to have to make some more. I know I could sit there and fold all of those and have them all ready, but I can't stand doing that. I just get so annoyed with bubble gums. And I used to make so many of them. Okay, let's clip that together. Was the solid, wasn't it? Now we're going to go with the navy, and the navy's going to go on the inside. I guess it is coming up the colors I want it to, red, navy, red. But you could do it just sporadically like this and come up with some different unique looks. Okay, we're going to clothespin that one. I think I can't remember if I stapled out. No, it doesn't look like I do. Alright, and this one's going to go on the outside again. Quit being difficult. It should be easy, but it's not. Alright. Yep, okay. See the staples in there, but once you get it going, you can't see. Remember, I have not made very many of these. I just made at mom camp. I came up with this last season, but I didn't do anything with it. I just put it on hold, and then I wanted to introduce something new at mom camp, so I did that one, and I did another one, another partial. It may have been that blue one. And then while I was there, I went ahead and made up several of these so they would have a guide at each table, because I couldn't walk around 40-something women all at once. So it really helped for them to have a guide. And they all made, I mean, the ones that made some, really pretty. Turned out really pretty. I don't know if they've done any more of them or not. I'll have to comment, let y'all know. but I have put off making a video. I knew I wanted to introduce it for the upcoming season, but I was waiting for my ribbon cutter first of all because I wanted some good clean cuts. And I figured that would be a good braid to make with the ribbon cutter. And I've just been putting it off since I got that thing figured out. Just haven't been in the mood to make a bubblegum braid. Alright, I'm going to stop here. I'm just going to make a few at a time. I still have a ton cut, so I think I can make a long one if I want to. Okay, so we did red, let's do navy, and we're going on the inside. Since that one's on the outside, we're going on the inside. I mean outside. Inside. Goodness gracious. Just alternate. You're doing a basket weave basically. So you just want to make sure if one's on the outside, the next one's going to be on the inside, and then the next one will be on the outside. Alright, where's my... Clippy those together. That one's kind of messed up. I don't think it's stapled, is it? Alright, now red. Again, we're going on the outside and then on the inside of those loops. Inside. Outside. Inside a loop. This one definitely gets a staple. Make sure you're doing it correctly on the back side too, because this is going to be your pretty side. It's not very often that you use the back side. So we're going to go, is it that one that got a staple? That one didn't get a staple, did it? No. What am I thinking? I don't need to get staple happy here. And yes, I did try this, like stapling each one as I was going. You don't want to do that. It messed it up. Like some of them, it wouldn't stay straight when you stapled them. It made it really hard to weave the next ones in. So be very limited on the staples. You can try it and see if it works for you, but for me, it did not work. Just let you know that in advance. Okay, so we need one going this way. I believe we're going navy this time. And so this one's on the outside, so it'll be on the inside. And we're going to go in these red loops, inside the red loops. A little tight right there. Let's move that one out of the way. There we go. And then flip this one over. See, they just want to, I hate fighting with these things. So we're going over that one and inside that loop right there. Go. And you can just, whoop, pull them through. Here we go. And I am giving that a staple just because it gaps right there. See if we have better luck this time. You can see there's two ribbons right here. That's these two ribbons. And I want to go inside of them because I just want to leave that outer one. And I think it helps with the gap better. Try to get between them. Not sure I'm succeeded. Here we go. I have no idea how many ribbons I've done. I did not count. To go on the inside of this one because this one's on the outside, so it needs to go on the inside. We're going inside the loops. And alright. Only have a couple more. They go fast, don't they? So this one's on the outside, so now we need to go on the inside. So each one goes in one of these loops. We're not going there, we're going inside the loops. It's going to lock them together. Okay, then I'm going to clip that just to hold it where I want it. This one's going to go on the outside. I mean, you might be able to use some double-sided tape there. Keep those locked in place. I don't know. Seems like a lot more work. Up to you. That one I staple too, but I'm just going to clip that for now. I think I'm okay to release that one. I mean, you guys can count how many goes into each section. And then, let's see, each section, let's see, we'll start it here. And then I'll just go to this point. So that's about 4 inches. So that right there is 4 inches. And that is, how many is that? You've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If I'm figuring that out right, 6 for each section. And it gives you about 4 inches. So do the math on that. This is 1, 2, 3. Again, we're going on the inside. Since that one is on the outside, this one will be inside, that one will be outside. And then we're going on the outside of the red, maybe. Outside, outside. Can click that. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so it is 6. 6 for each section. And you get about 4 inches. I'm counting all the way to this point right here. Now, if you ask me, can you do this with the number 9 ribbon or the number 3 ribbon or haha the number 7 ribbon? There is no number 7. Somebody new's watching. It's a joke. It's an inside joke. Sorry. Don't fall for the number 7. Okay. So if you ask me if you can make it with those ribbons, absolutely you can make them. Then your next question is going to be, okay, how long do I cut those? I don't know. This is a new braid. I've only made it with the 7/8, which is the number 5, not the number 7. It's number 5, 7/8 inch width. That's all I've made it with. This is going to be your common size for the bubble gum. I do like to make it with the number 9, the 1 5/16. First of all, you don't need as many for that. It makes a wider braid. If you do it with this, it's going to make a really wide braid. But I have not tried it yet, so I have no idea what the lengths are. You'll just have to play around and figure that out for yourself. If you have the measurements for a regular bubble gum, what I did, like I said, for a regular bubble gum, you cut these at 7 1/4. So I went, what did I go, 4 inches longer, which was almost half. 3 1/2, a little over 3 1/2 would be half of that. So I halved it and then added that to try and get this 1 1/2 inch length. Okay, for a number 9, you cut them at 11 inches. So I would start out adding 6 inches. It may need 7. It may be more than that or less than that. I don't know. I haven't tried it. But that's how I would figure it out. That's my starting point. Half of 11 is 5 1/2. But for this one, it was a little bit more than half. But you can start there. You can say 16 1/2 or 17 inches long and try that. Don't get mad at me if it doesn't work. Like I'm saying, I haven't tried it. I'm just giving you a starting point so you're not starting from 0. Okay, so you see this one is on top, so that means the next one is going to go on top of that one, because again, we're doing a basic basket weave. Now these loops, I don't know why I did it like that. We're going inside those loops again, outside and inside the loops. Uh-oh. Okay. Sometimes it's a fight with these things. Here we go. Take those off. I screwed something up somewhere. Not the braid itself, but the pattern, because I had red, blue, red. And I guess it matched the red, blue, red. But then somehow I messed this up. That's what happens when I'm talking though. I really don't care about the pattern being all specific. I kind of like the funky, just changing it up and throwing whichever color you want. But it is what it is. So where are we? So we're about 12 and a half. I'm counting right here. About 12 and a half. What did I do? Oh, pull that back out. I forgot a staple. Yes, I did. And see what happens? You forget a staple, it just pulls out. So that's another reason for the staples over here. It will pull out if you don't do it correctly. Let's see if I can get it fixed without having to take all this apart. Okay, that's going to come down. Took those staples out and then I didn't. Dang it. Okay, we're going to clip that. Let's fix that. Okay, clip that together. Now we just need to come in here and go on the inside of those if we can. I don't know if we can or not. Okay, I got it. This time I won't forget to do a staple. Told you this is a pain in the butt. Because there's a little bit too much gap, so this measurement is a little too long. Y'all can play around with that and try to figure out how you want that. No, 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 no. Okay. See, you shouldn't have that much room. It should be snug. I like my bubblegum braids snug. So we do need to go a little bit smaller, but that's okay. Let's see. Oh, yeah, see how you're all gappy right there? Let's get in there with a staple. There. There we go. And if you need to do that one, if you want to do that one, you can. I think it might help it. I'm going to worry about this one first. Just this one right here. Yeah. Sometimes I have to come back around this way. Okay. See how clean that side is? It's not perfect because they're too long. Too long is going to leave you too much wiggle room, so I don't like that. Like I said, when I make bubblegum braids, I want them really, really snug. I don't want to be able to see this sticking out there. You see, that one is better, but you can see those sticking out. That one's perfect right there. That's what I want. But it's doing that because they're too long. So we do need to adjust that just a little bit. But these new braids are just a work in progress. If you don't have one of these plier staplers, you really should invest in one. They're just so amazing. I have 3 of these now. I have another brand, but it's, or not brand, it's a Boss Stitch, but it's a different one, and it's wider here. So you can't get into tight places with that one. That's what I love about these, plus they're lightweight. I still have my original one. It jams up some, but I have used them. I've used them, the crap out of them. And mine have always held up really, really well. Oh, this way. So we're going inside those bunny ears. It looks like bunny ears, so you're each one of these bunny ears goes inside of each one of these bunny ears. Hold that there. See how you can see that? I don't like that. I don't like it. Just something you're gonna have to play around with. Now you can go ahead and come in on this one if you want to save that one. I've done it that way too. Again, the bunny ears are going inside the bunny ears. Clip that. Now you can come back with this one, which is going to be red again, if you're trying to do a pattern. Now you can go outside, outside. And go inside, inside. So if you want to do whichever way you find easier, if you want to do all of the side ones first and then come up this way, or if you want to alternate like I'm doing on this one. And I think this is the way I did it before. It's alternating each one. I'll go ahead and clip that one. Now I think we're doing blue this time. I must have done blue here on, yeah, I did blue here on these two. That's okay. Alright, this one's going to be outside. That one's going to be inside. Outside, inside. Bunny ear, inside a bunny ear. Now let's clip that one. And let's do a navy. I hate these. Oh, I hate them so much. I hate them so much. Okay, now we're going on the outside and then bunny ear inside a bunny ear. I'm trying to remember where I learned how to do the regular bubblegum. Cannot remember. I don't remember if it was like a paper crafting video maybe. So I need to staple that one for sure. That's the one that was causing it to come undone. So definitely need to staple there. I'm trying to go through that one. And then I like to give that one a staple as well. And it just works better for me to go this way. I don't know why. Alright, so we're about 16 inches right now. And that's kind of twisted up. See, the staples will kind of sometimes cause it to be twisted. That's kind of gappy, so... Oop, I don't want to do that. Wrong side. So if you don't like all that gap, but see, that's still clean. But you don't have to go under that. If you want to cover, if you're okay with just putting bling on top of the staple, then don't fight with going under the ribbon. But if you want a clean side, there you go. Alright, let's go ahead and staple that one. Alright. Tell me what you think. I think it's different. I played around. I've been playing around with bubblegum braids for years now, and this one, there's a green mum. I did an emerald green mum or Kelly green, a long one, 30-inch skirt. I think it was, yeah, it was green. And I'm trying to remember 2021 or 2022 that had a unique bubblegum braid on it, and I put it on the mum because I blinged it up and everything. But it was when I was like, I'm never doing that again, and so I didn't do a video on it, and I don't remember exactly what I did. But this is kind of like a work in progress from that. So this was like a workable. That other one had a gazillion staples in it, but it had a similar look to this, but I believe I was using the 1 5/16. But I said I'll never do that one again, so they got a unique braid that will never be done again. But I'll try to find that picture of that mum, so you can see that braid and see that this is very similar to it. So it's really, you know, like, so I say I came out with this last season, but I've really been working on these bubblegums every year, like trying to figure out new things for them, new ways to make them look different. But I am going to stop there. I don't feel like making any more. I still have this many more I can use if I want to, but I really want I don't want to keep going because the measurements aren't perfect on it. And I hope you guys enjoyed it. Play around with it. Tell me what you think. If you love bubblegum braids, I hope you love this one. If you don't want to make it, I completely understand. But I want to put something new out there for you guys, something different. I know people get tired of the same old bubblegum braid. I do have the straight one, like I said, which I love that one for putting stickers on. I love it on the garters. I just think I just love the looks. This is the straight one right here. This is the braiding. And this mum is from 2019, so this is stretched out quite a bit. Usually when you make it, it looks more like this, but as it gets pulled on, it'll separate a little bit. But you can put stickers or just have it. I just love it so much. Alright guys, thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this new braid. Let me know what you think about it. Again, I don't have links for you guys on different size braids. You'll have to figure that out for yourself. I gave you the tools to do that. Please give this video a thumbs up. Give it a comment. Please be kind with your comments. So even if you throw some emoji like a heart or something, that really helps me out and it shows your love. If you want to give a super thanks or become a channel member, please do that. If you can't do that, that is fine as well. I completely understand. I appreciate any support you give me. And thanks for watching. Be kind to yourself, be kind to others. Happy mum making, happy crafting, everyone. Have a wonderful day. God bless.